boy Winwood back with a quick one. This is Chronicles 9 and 8. The total number of those chosen to be gatekeepers at the thresholds was 212. They were registered by genealogy in their settlements. David and the seer Samuel had appointed them to their trusted positions. So they and their sons were assigned as guards to the gates of the Lord's temple, which had been the tent temple. The gatekeepers were on four sides: east, west, north, and south. The relatives came from their settlements at fixed times to be with them 7 days. But the four chief gatekeepers, who were Levites, were entrusted with the rooms and the treasuries of God's temple. So basically, like, these gatekeepers, man, they must have been like well known back then, the treasuries of God's temple, man. Like, God had to be like, you know, anyway, they spent the night in the vicinity of God's temple because they had guard duty and were in charge of opening it every morning. Some of them were in charge of the utensils used in worship. They would count them when they brought them in and when they took them out. Others were put in charge of the furnishings and all the utensils of the sanctuary, as well as fine flour, wine, oil, incense, and spices, which was all sacrifices to the Lord. But some of the priest's sons mixed spices. A Levite called Matthias, the firstborn of Salom, the Kohathite, was entrusted with baking the bread. Some of the Kohathites' relatives were responsible for preparing the rolls of the bread and the presents every Sabbath. The singers, the heads of the Levite family, stayed in the temple chambers and were exempt from other tasks because they were on duty day and night. These were the heads of the Levite family, chiefs, according to their family records. They lived in Jerusalem. First off, I want to state that I think this is dope. That they all basically stayed in the temple. All these people watching over God's temple, guard duty. You know. Second off, I think that it's dope that the singers, was exempt, and they was working day and night, and they was the faces, of all these things, because the Levites was singers and dancers and entertainers. They were under Solomon, also, but which is David's dad. But I just think that this is dope. I mean, like, you wouldn't think that singers, entertainers, and people that entertain, was like over God's stuff. So I guess people can't talk about Hollywood then, huh? Or people can't talk about, the top singers these days, man. You know what I'm saying? So you better watch who you're talking to and talking about, because they don't want you watching over God's temple. They'll take your treasure. I'm just joking. I ain't gonna be like all like that, but nah, for real though. Like, I think that that's dope. That their face is attached to God. Some food for thought. Have a nice night.